All right, guys, we're back. We're back. I gotta say every video, shout out to the subs. Shout out all the subs, and especially big shout out to Wasabi 2784. I might have got the numbers wrong. I want to say it was 2784. Shout out to you. You guys know, if you guys ask me to, if you guys say like, hey, you should react to this, I'll react to shit. I don't give a fuck. So, especially, I really love hearing new stuff. So like, I'm new. I'm late. This came out 5 months ago, but I know I'm late to the Sofi Tucker party. But I'm here now. This is my first time. This is gonna be my first time, like, really listening. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything at all, to be honest. So normally I ramble my ass off, but let's just shut the fuck up and smoke some weed and get into it, guys.
Welcome to KEXP. I'm Derek Mazzoni. I do a show called Wopop. It's on every Tuesday, 7 to 10 p.m. at KEXP.org and smart speaker, mobile app. Happy New Year once again.
I'm loving the lights behind them. Those lights behind them are crazy.
I've been a fan of this band, and I'm really stoked that they're here. I've been a DJ for a long time. I love playing in clubs. I love going to clubs. I love the energy of what happens in a club. This band takes that to a whole other direction. And when I found out about them, when I first started hearing their music, I heard Brazil, I heard West Africa.
Shout out Brazil. You guys know I love Brazil. You guys know I love West Africa.
To me, is the sound of the future. And that's a powerful statement from everybody and for everybody in the world. I'm talking about Sofi Tucker.
Let's go.
Jazz Beyond Belief.
All right.
Right now on KEXP.
Let's go. All right, starting off with the 808. I mean, you guys know I'm a musician, right? So you guys know I love seeing actual people playing live.
The praia in the sun, the fall in the night. Garota brasileira dancing into the daylight.
Okay.
De swing rebolado, tão não barato.
The filter on the vocals is crazy.
Something that I fly to. Quer saber-te onde sou. Brasileira, meu amor, Brasil.
Wait, is that a sax player or is that a sample? I just heard a sax.
Brasileira, meu amor, Brasil.
This is fire. The piano player too? I mean, I love the weed shirt, clearly, right? Where's the sample? Woo!
The swing and the samba, todo mundo bamba.
Oh, there is keys, okay.
La alma brasileira, drinking coffee with the capoeira. From New York to Pará, Atlanta to Paraná, Sao Paulo.
Guys, because I don't know, I'm new to this guy. Are they Brazilian?
Brasileira, meu amor, Brasil. Quer saber-te onde sou. Brasileira, meu amor, Brasil.
Crazy. Yo, give me like vibes of like Air. You guys remember Air? right? Yeah. 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 A little chromatic thing. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Go! Go! I love his tone. Yeah. Okay. Oh, super staccato out? Sick, that's crazy. The trippy, the thing is, he didn't really bend up the pitch. That's a trippy sound. This is fire.
I think I've got a case of Brazilian soul. I'll always remember. Yeah, when the heat is December and we let our hearts grow close.
This is great. Wasabi, shout out to you for recommending this. Holy shit. You were right. You said I was gonna love it, and I totally love this. Like the way they the guitar is EQ'd sounds sick. It sounds similar to the way the vocals were EQ'd, like with that kind of high cut, low cut, super just crank the mid type thing.
Next, we have an unreleased song called Jacare.
Jacare. Are they Brazilian? Alright, but how sick is that V though? That V is crazy! Whoa! I thought the tally was sick, but look at that V. That V is crazy. Also, do you guys notice the strings? Rainbow strings? Fire. I used to buy those pink strings. What's the brand? What am I blanking on the brand, guys? I used to have a pink Jackson. I used to put pink strings on it. This is crazy. Yeah. Also, do you guys remember Bittersweet? There's the group Bittersweet. This also reminds me kind of like Bittersweet. This is crazy. The outfit changes. Crazy.
Thank you. That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. What a gift for the new year. Sophie Tucker and KEXP.
How? Shout out to that dude. But how is he so? How is he so
another
calm?
unreleased song.
He's just like.
It's an upcoming
Sophie Tucker.
collab.
Like, bro, how are you not more hype?
This is our version of it. It's called Sacrifice.
Do I love what I do even more than I love you? I mind when you're sick and hurting, and when you're celebrating your night.
See, like, is that?
I'm an ocean away, I'm a time zone and two planes.
Like, are they using a harmonizer?
Do I love what I do even more than I love you?
Because normally I would think they would be using Ableton or something to sync live, but they're clearly there's no laptops.
Sacrifice for me if I don't sacrifice for you. I won't be the one to let you go, but I'm not giving you anything to hold on to.
Basically, I don't know what they're clocked to. Like, I don't know what's the main. Where's the main clock? If anybody happens to watch this and happens to know about their live setup, if you could like give me some info, that'd be great.
Stick it out with me, I'm not leaving you behind. I know you're busy, I know you also have a life.
Was he tricking the sample live on
It's a
the
pity,
NPC?
like your city and you don't like
Or it's not an NPC, really, it's a
Stick it
controller.
out with me, I'm not leaving you behind. Will you sacrifice me if I don't sacrifice for you? I won't be the one to let you go, but I'm not giving you anything to hold on to. I miss you and I'm sorry you've become my number two.
Her voice is
Will you
wow, man. Her
sacrifice
voice
me
is
if I
amazing.
don't sacrifice for you? La, 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 la,
weren't those the same glasses Clinton wore when he played on Arsenio? This is crazy. How are they doing this though? I'm gonna have to look it up after. They all got to be getting a click,
Sophie
right?
Tucker and KEXP.
The
But
one
at the
last
end, they
song
told me
we
that they
got
had to. They told me they had
is
to.
a song called Drinky. First song we ever wrote together. First song we put out.
I hate playing to a click. It's the worst. I get it. I get why you gotta do it. I hate it. That sounds interesting because I know it was dead as hell. Listen, there's no vibrato, no nothing on that note. That was the deadest note I ever heard. See, but that's that thing that's that sound when you listen to like The Rapture, when you listen to like Pylon, when you listen to B-52s, certain groups where there's a Velvet Underground. And it's like they had people who could play guitar enough to play, but not to do, because no guitar player would play it like that. No guitar player would play it that lifeless. You know what I mean? It would be grooving more and you would be like adding vibrato to it. But you would never get that type of sound if you had somebody who's just super guitarist do it, you know what I mean? Fire, that's super fire.
Com Deus me deito, com Deus me levanta, comigo eu calo, comigo eu canto, eu bato, eu toco, eu bato. com Deus, me deito com Deus, me levanta comigo, eu calo, comigo eu canto.
This is crazy. They are fucking fire. This is like super 2 a.m. music right here though, like just middle of the night, you're just listening to this in the dark.
Com Deus me levanta comigo, eu calo, comigo eu canto, eu bato em um papo, eu bato em um ponto, eu tomo um drink e eu fico tão com Deus me deito, com Deus me levanta comigo, eu calo, comigo eu canto, eu bato em um papo, eu bato em um ponto, eu tomo um drink e eu fico tão com Deus me deito, com Deus me levanta comigo, eu calo, comigo eu canto.
Hoje ela tá cantando em português, então eu acho que elas são brasileiros, né? Brasileiros. I know I said it like 20 million times, but that V is crazy.
Com Deus me deito, com Deus me levanto, comigo eu calo, comigo eu canto, eu bato um papo, eu bato um ponto, eu tomo um drink e eu fico tonto.
Guys, this is fucking insane, guys. Holy, you know we're gonna have to go on a fucking Sofi Tucker marathon after this, right, guys? Guys, crazy.
It's freaking beautiful. Sofi Tucker, KEXP. You brought your A game. Thank you. That was lovely.
Guys,
that was absolutely
Jimmy
lovely.
James and Scarrick.
Jimmy James
Guys.
and Scarrick
Justina.
representing, and Justina.
Guys,
Yes,
Representing
Justina's the
guys.
manager who is from Seattle. We've never played music with her before, but we knew she was amazing at piano.
Oh, she was
So
awesome.
much fun.
This is such a beautiful story. So, a couple of things I just need to let you know. I need to ask you first of all is that song is a huge hit, and it's the first song you wrote, first song you put out. What does that feel like when out of the gate you've got a monster? And a good monster, not like, like Monsters Inc. monster, not like,
It didn't feel like a monster. It was such a slow burn. Like,
Okay.
it took years, I think, for it to feel like a lot of people knew it.
Yeah, it was literally the first song we ever wrote together, and it was the first song that we ever released as Sofi Tucker. And it's just been really cool that it's like stood the test of time for us and for other people. Obviously, it's been a slow burn, and now a lot more people know it. But
a lot more people.
More importantly, I think Tucker and I still love it. And like this is now, all of a sudden, it's taken on a new life. Like with all of you playing it, it's now a totally different song, and it's still one of our favorite things ever. And the fact that was the first thing that we ever made together is really special.
It almost felt like a blueprint for us for what Sofi Tukker was going to be, because we had no idea at the time. And even like visually, like that song sounds like visually, like we created the whole sort of world that feels kind of like tropical Brazil, Amazon, but dance, but weird. You know, it all kind of stemmed from this song, and this song gave us the belief that we could maybe be an actual band and do that for a career.
And you are.
So far, so good.
I mean, you brought palm trees, you brought dancers, you brought Sofi Tukker here into the studio, and so, I saw you play last night, and I have to say, it was just filled with joy. Often you see a lot of bands that they present, let me feel my pain. I need you to feel my pain. And which is fine. We're talking about how much we love sad songs, but everybody was just overjoyed to be together, to see you perform, and you guys created this alchemical energy where everybody was feeling that, but there's a sense of discovery there. You're singing in Portuguese, you're working with, with poets, you're working with different musicians, you're traveling, you're bringing this thing in an environment within EDM that has, that I love. But it tends to be a bit conservative. Once you have a hit, it's like, don't screw with it until the cows come home. You guys are evolving and playing with that. What's your thought process with that? How is it that you're not just playing it safe?
Well, I think the reason that we do what we do, we always talk about this, like, what is our big why? The reason that we do what we do is because we like making music. Mm-hmm. So if we then, get like a level of success that we're happy with, and then we just try to repeat things, then we completely miss the why, which is that we like making music that makes us happy. So we do this in order to continue to make music, and if that's the end goal, then we're going to always continue to create things that we're really excited by, that turn us on, and that, maybe we're not expecting other people necessarily to always like them. Like, that's not necessarily the point. I think the point is that we are our number one fans. Like, we have to stay true to that, because we can't please everybody. We can't mind read. And what's important to us is that we continue loving the process of making music. And, the music that we love and the music that we're inspired by is all over the place and constantly evolving and changing.
Yeah.
Well, we love you. Go finish. Tell me.
No, I was just going to say, I think part of the reason it always feels like we're going into new territory, we try to feel that way, is because we're so different. And Sofi's been growing and evolving over the last 7 years since we started Sofi Tukker, as have I. And what we listen to in our free time, or if we're both on the plane in our headphones, it's completely different music, completely different vibes. One might say opposite with pretty much everything in our lives. But I think that really helps, because we're always bringing new things into each other's brains for creativity, and we don't get sick of it, or we don't get stuck, because there's always someone else's input pushing it.
How did these collaborations come together? How is it that you, first of all, your origin story is really interesting. You were playing bossa nova, you met in school, and you were making beats. Two different worlds coming together. You're a jock.
Yeah.
You're not.
Well, I did play soccer.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Okay. And no.
Oh, but I was a full-on nerd. No, yeah. I am a full-on nerd.
I went to school to play basketball. That was sort of my whole career in life. And then I got sick, and I was in bed for about 7 months. And I wanted to be productive, but couldn't really go get out of bed. Mm-hmm. So I did something I'd always wanted to do, which was learn how to make music on my computer and produce. I just watched YouTube and just tried to figure it out, and really fell in love with it. And then was lucky enough to come across Sofi, who was playing acoustic bossa nova music only in Portuguese, had never held an electric guitar before. The first time she held an electric guitar was when I forced it in her hands, mm-hmm. and then we wrote Drinky that day.
I was like, I don't know how to do this. So I kind of picked it I just didn't know.
I
I didn't know how
like
to
a
use
bass.
a pick even. So that's like what came out from like figuring out what an electric guitar was. But yeah, I mean, I come from jazz. I come from bossa nova. I lived in Brazil, and I'm deeply in love with Brazil and Brazilian culture and the language. And I was really missing Brazil at the time. And so my way of coping with not being there anymore was writing music in Portuguese. And I had this collaboration with this Brazilian poet, Chacal, who we still work with to this day. And we were, he would like recite his poetry and then I would sing it back to him kind of like with my acoustic guitar. And that's how that collaboration started. And then I was playing that music when Tucker and I met, and we just...
I thought it was really beautiful, but really slow. Like, you guys were talking about how you love sort of sad, emotional music. I don't. I don't do it at all. And, I was like, this would be really cool in dance music, because I was listening to a lot of dance music from, like, France and places where I didn't understand the language, but it was sexy and cool, and I actually liked that I didn't get caught up on lyrics. I could just like feel it, and so that was sort of where the origin started.
We go back a little bit, which is we met at a different time, pre-pandemic, and we've been friends for a while. And one of the things that I loved how you pivoted during the pandemic, you were looking at this. You're touring musicians, you can't tour, you can't travel, but you started streaming really quickly, and you did it every day. Can you tell us a little bit about what was that thought process where like we're going to connect? Because the other thing that I love about you guys is that
I know I'm not talking, guys. I'm just like high as shit watching
invested
this.
in your audience. The way you're connecting with the audience,
Like,
the
I'm
way
really
the
high
audience
right
was
now,
at the
guys.
show, the way people love you guys. You're doing the work to make sure that people feel like they're pretty close to you, not like you're distant. How does that process work? And what was that thought with the pandemic?
Yeah, with live streaming, we were in our house and we found out that, months and months and months of touring had just been completely obliterated. And so we were kind of bored, looking for something to do. I mean, it takes us like 2 hours to be like, okay, let's do something.
It was the day after I think we found out that our whole tour was canceled.
Yeah. So
But it wasn't intentional.
No, I was working out in the living room, and Tucker, we had just set up our CDJs. Tucker started DJing, and our person who was living at our house, who was our photographer and videographer at the time, she just started live streaming.
She wasn't
filming.
actually even living in our. She was just there for a day before we went to Ultra, and then we were starting a big tour, and that's why she came to stay at our house. And then we all got stuck there, and yeah, I was just DJing for Sofi, working out, because she likes to listen to music when she works out, and I like to DJ, so it worked perfectly. And she randomly started live streaming on Instagram. We'd never live streamed on Instagram before, and we noticed a lot of people were showing up and liking it.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, we'll do this again tomorrow, same time, see you there.
Right on.
Yeah, and then the next day we showed up, and I did it again, and then we were like, okay, see you tomorrow, next time, next day, same time.
I think on the third day I said, this is so fun, and more people kept coming in and interacting with it, and I said, let's do this until we're back into the real world.
I was like, I am not working out on camera every single day, no way I'm DJing.
We thought it'd be a couple weeks or like a month at most, and we're like, we can do this once a day, it's fun, we love it. 300 days later, we're still going.
Exactly. And to me, that was this really interesting metaphor to use the pandemic, if you could, as long as you're staying alive. It's kind of like a chrysalis. It's like, okay, I would never do this. Why would I do this when I have this whole other journey ahead of me? That journey's end. And now I have to come up with another journey. And you guys did that. And continue to do that, even from the first one, where it's like, I'm going to sing in Portuguese. I'm going to work with these different musicians and these different artists. How is this actually happening? So your courage, if there's another word for it, I don't know. Maybe the one is Portuguese, but it's like is really
I would call it something like faith. I think for me it has to do with faith in following what interests you, and not necessarily needing to know why it interests you or what the outcome is going to be, but just be like, this is fun for me, so it's important that I do it. It's like, I don't know why I'm even learning Portuguese. Like, I'm not from Brazil, but something in me was like, I just love learning it. I love speaking it. I love it. And then, it turned into so much of a part of my career. And the same thing with live streaming. It was like, well, we like doing it today. We like doing it tomorrow. So we really like doing this. And then it just turned into something that we could have never anticipated had we tried to plan it out.
Yeah. yeah, there's no way you could have manufactured the closeness and the connection that, I think a lot of artists would love to, or even us, we were talking about how do we feel more connected with our community before the pandemic. And you can't manufacture this type of thing, but it happened, and then we were like, oh, that's what it feels like to feel really, really close and connected. And we shared everything every day, and we were all going through the same stuff. We were going through the same thing that the person who was watching in, I think, every continent, at the peak of it, there was 40,000 people watching every day. I mean, it was like really something that people needed, something to keep going, something to hold them accountable, to get out of bed, to, we needed something to put on clothes and look presentable, or else we would have been slobbing around all the time. It was really beneficial to us, and it turned into meaningful for so many people. And I think the symbiosis of it being meaningful for us and other people is what brought us so close together.
Sophie, Tucker, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
It was an honor.
I look forward to welcoming you back again. I'm super curious to see what you're going to be making, what you're going to be creating. I know that you're touring all over the world. People love you. You're on some huge stages, and I'm curious to see what will come.
I just want a special thanks to the legend, Jimmy James, Skerrick, and Justina Heckard. Thank you guys for joining us and making this so special.
Thank you also to Bob's Dance Shop, Lucas and Cameron, who danced with us today. We love you so much. Thank you.
This is KEXP, 90.3 FM, all over the world at kexp.org, smart speaker, mobile app. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We're a real radio station. It's the new year, 2023. Check us out. Support us. We're listener-powered radio.
All right, guys. Well,
and spread the word. Let them know. Thank you. Thanks for our
guys,
video crew and audio crew and everybody else that makes KEXP happen.
Disco?
I mean, what is there to say, guys? That was fire. Shout out Wasabi for fucking recommending that. I gotta definitely check some more of their stuff out. That was crazy. Crazy. Crazy.